I know. Well, it's not right to you because you've been trained a certain way. I understand that. But I would say to you that the way you've been trained is evil and hurtful to many people and is going to hurt many, many, many people like me. Are you going to help me?
Well, I'm not here to help you. I'm here to
You are here to help me.
No, my job is to help you help yourself. Is to help you to find your strength to move forward. Not for me to fix something. I don't fix. That's not my profession.
Hey y'all, what's good? I'm back with another video, and in today's video we're gonna have the second installment, the second episode of Terf Circus. So I have found another crazy out there kooky ass Terf that we can go ahead and react to and make fun of and just dunk on, just have a good ass time. That's what this series is about. It's about really me just having fun and just speaking my mind, like, because honestly, like, no matter what I say, like, it gets misconstrued and people like always find something that I left out. So I decided, you know what, fuck trying to do what everyone else on YouTube is doing. I'm not worried about that anymore. I'm just gonna talk about what I find interesting and funny, and I'm fucking like, there's no filter now. The filter's off because y'all fucking misconstrue my shit anyway. So I'm just gonna be like raw and just fucking say how I feel. And if you take it a certain way, you take it a certain way. If you wanna like bring a question to me, I'm more than happy to answer questions, but like, I'm just gonna say shit how I feel. So today we have a rare Terf breed. Now the last Terf that I talked about was actually a detransitioner. They did identify as a trans man at a time. You can go ahead and check that video. There'll be a playlist for it in the description. This is my new fucking series, the Terf Circus. So this is the second video of that one. Today we're gonna be talking about this person, Cluniac. Cluniac is a detrans man, meaning that they identified as a trans woman and they were on estrogen for, it looks, about 2 years. Often on, it seems they say that they have detransitioned 8 times, in fact, which is, that's pretty crazy to me. But yeah, so that's interesting. It's a little bit more rare of a breed. Typically Terfs, and especially those that did identify as trans, tend to be like female, right? So they were trans men, but here we have a male who was a trans woman. So this should be fucking interesting. What we got going on today is this person is they're putting everything under gender therapist. What do you know? They're a fucking a victim complex ass Terf. Like, what a surprise. Like, that's not a surprise, but anyways, so yeah, so this person is over here really unhinged. I took some clips from this fucking like 40-50 minute video that they have called Confronting My Gender Therapist, where the entire video they just blame them for allowing them to transition. They're like, why did you allow me to do this? Like, I'm delusional, all this shit. You'll fucking see it. So let's get right into the content.
I understand that. That's why you're incompetent, because you're not going to be able to help people who need help. You're just going to let them dance around in their delusion. That's what I've been saying. You're just going to let them figure out their identities and, oh, you know, I'm not going to push you one way or another. You poor mentally ill person who thinks that they're, you know, something that they're not. And I'm going to let you sterilize yourself and harm your body. And I'm going to help you through that process. But I'm not going to tell you what to do, because that would be wrong.
So right off the bat, this person clearly doesn't understand the point of therapy. A therapist is not like a goddamn life coach. They're not gonna fucking sit there and tell you, all right, this is what you gotta do to get your life on track, do all of that. If you wanted that, go get a fucking life coach. They'll be more than happy to preach to you and fucking tell you exactly what you need to do to live a fucking happy life or whatever the hell. But what a therapist is like a guide, okay? So a therapist is gonna like be an ear, right? And they're gonna give you that like professional knowledge of how to work through your own emotions so that you can come to a conclusion, determine what course of action would be best for you. Nobody can tell you this. Nobody can fucking tell you. Even a therapist, they cannot tell you what would be best for you. They can only help you work through your feelings and emotions and give you coping skills and other tools that might be needed to help you in life. But it's absolutely insane to like look at a therapist therapist and be like, you won't nudge me in one way or another. Of course not. They fucking like, they'll like try to point you in a direction, like they'll ask leading questions, but they'll never be like, yeah, I think you should do this or do that or whatever. They might offer little help and shit, but not over like a big thing like transitioning. Like if you're gonna talk about like you're trans and all this shit and like why you want to transition, they're gonna be there because they're gonna be that professional that can help you work for your own emotions. But you gotta come to the conclusion after doing that, after talking with the fucking professional, that like, okay, I have more insight, I understand my feelings, I think this is the course of action I need to do, but it could still be wrong. But do we really want to live in a fucking society where people are like preventing people from doing what's best for themselves, right? So like all right, you think like all trans people are delusional, which is it's stupid as fuck to paint a broad brush with anything. Like you can't say like blank people are delusional because they're fucking trans or because they think that they're trans or whatever you think. But the point is, we can't like stop people from doing what they want to do. We shouldn't be fucking stopping people like that's liberties. That's like, you want your rights taken away. You're advocating for therapists telling you that you can't do something with your body. Maybe it was bad for you, but why don't you own up to it? Like, wow, I did this and I was wrong about this, and it's nobody's fault. It's not the world's fault. It's your fault.
It's so hypocritical to call the cops on someone who says they're going to harm themselves and then to send someone to an endocrinologist who wants to sterilize themselves. It's entirely hypocritical. It's a mental illness. It is. It's a mental illness.
The reason that you get sent to an endocrinologist is because I don't have the ability to tell you medically yes or no if you should do that, because that is not what my profession is.
Okay, this way of thinking is so unhinged. Now you are comparing threats of suicide and inflicting physical self-harm on yourself to wanting to transition and taking hormones and getting surgeries that are done by doctors. You get anesthesia, it's done professionally. Like, all right, you could call it self-harm because like you're like it requires cutting into skin or whatever the fuck, but it's not at all the same as like literally taking a knife and cutting yourself. Like, how can you equate those as the same thing and be like, why would you allow me to fucking be trans but I'm not allowed to kill myself? Like, come on, like we should know that like this, I shouldn't have to like address this. They're not the same fucking thing. Like, alright, even if you don't believe in trans people and you don't believe surgeries are necessary, like gender affirming surgeries, like they don't do anything for people's mental health. Let's say you don't believe that it's a need for trans people. People get plastic surgery, and not because like they're gonna fucking be depressed or have dysphoria if they don't have it. People get plastic surgery because they want it. It's because they have a right to live life how they want to live. So like, can you imagine if you're like, well, that's fucking self-harm and I'm gonna take away your right to do? No, if people want to fucking like change their body, alter their body, they should do that. And you can't be looking to someone else like, why did you let me do this? I don't know, dumbass, why did you do it? Because you're delusional? Like, fucking like work for that on your own. If the issues that you're delusional, like don't look around and be like, why didn't you stop me? Like, look at yourself, like work through shit on your own. Because in this world, like, I'm sorry to tell you this hard fact, but you're alone with shit. Like, you're gonna have people and it's nice and it's everything, but at the end of the day, you gotta stand on your 10 toes. You gotta stand alone and do what's best for you. You have to know yourself, because at the end of the day, there might not be no one there giving you the advice that you need. So you gotta be that person for yourself sometimes.
What would you like to see happen?
I'd like you to have to face the people that you hurt. All of you gender therapists hurt in court. I'd like to have your licenses revoked, maybe even put in prison, so that you could experience some small amount of what you put people like me through. And I'd like to see actual therapists put in your place to help people like me.
You hurt yourself. Nobody hurt you. And this right here, this victim complex, it's dangerous and it's not freeing. You'll feel so much more free in this world if you just like understand that the cards fall how they fall sometimes. And it's sometimes like there might be a lot of people with their hands on the deck, but at the end of the day, your hands were on the deck. So just take responsibility for what you could control and pick the fucking cards up and move from there. You gotta understand that in this life, because this victim complex, this is how people become TERFs, right? A lot of times people, they make a decision like transitioning, and they maybe went through therapy, they did all the right things you're supposed to do, and it still was the wrong decision. And some people, they can't be introspective, and when you're not introspective, they'll just find something. So they say, oh, it's this gender therapy. I did what I was supposed to do and it still didn't work out. It has to be the fucking therapist. And so they rationalize that, and then from there they come to the conclusion that fucking all trans people are delusional and invalid, because if they did it right and it didn't work for them, it can't be them, right? It has to be trans people, has to be the trans agenda, and it has to be these gender therapists, right? So this is how people that used to be trans and detransition so oftentimes fall into becoming TERFs. Y'all gotta look at yourself and take responsibility. And the fact is, you want these therapists to fucking face legal repercussion for this? You're insane. Fuck off. Like, I hope you face legal repercussion. Like, you're calling for therapists to be put in fucking prison for trying to help people? Like, you need to take a deep, long look at yourself, and you need to understand that you caused your pain. You made bad choices, and you're continuing that because now you're being a fucking victim. You're just in a perpetual state of everyone else's fault. You gotta change. And I hope the best for this person. And I don't want to be harsh on this person, but when you're fucking constantly putting out hateful content that harms my trans brothers and sisters, I can't stand on the sidelines. I can't be nice about it. You're hurting people. You're harming people. Please just take responsibility and go forward. You don't have to be fucking trans. You don't have to like trans people. Just fuck off and live your life, please. Alright, so that's really all I have for today's video. I have some more clips I'm maybe gonna show you, but it's all just the same shit. It's a 45-minute video. If you want to go see the whole entire video, you can look up the person. It's one of their most viewed videos, but it's really circular, and they just keep repeating the same shit. I really just want to show this because it does a good job at displaying how having like a victim complex can lead you down the road of becoming a TERF and obsessing over trans people in this way, blaming and shit. Listen, like, regardless of like who's done what to you and why, it's never good to like blame and focus everything on that. Like, you gotta fucking accept, forgive, and move on. Like, because it's a block. When you hold a grudge, when you put blame on other people, when you put ultimate blame on other people, it's a grudge, and you can't move on from that. You can never grow into what you are gonna become because you're constantly not taking responsibility. Like, no matter what someone does to you, like, you still gotta be able to like take that and keep it pushing. You know, like, there's still responsibility in how you handle it, because bad shit happens. So like, if you're like, this person did something bad to me and that's why this is happening, well, it's like, okay, well, that's true, but like, maybe it's also because you're not handling it as well as you could be. Maybe if you handled it better, your situation would also look better. It's about taking responsibility, because in life, no one's gonna do it for you. You gotta put the work in and you'll see the results. Anyways, peace out, bitches. Hope y'all have a great day. Fucking, I'm gonna be dropping hella music and hella fucking videos 2022. We coming with passion, we coming with energy. I don't got time for fuck shit on the internet, and I don't got time for TERFs. So this is the second episode of Terf Circus. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Peace out.
I didn't give a fuck, bitch, I had a fight. Yeah, I do what's right, yeah, I fight for my life, Fight for my life, yeah, I gotta do what's right, yeah. I'm beyond a war, so you know I gotta fight, yeah. I be taking pills, cause you know my mind's alright, yeah. It's the only way that I cope with the fucking pain, whoa. Gotta stay sedated, my life I hate it. Bitch, I'm always jaded, that's why I'm fucked up, yeah, I'm fucked up. That's why I'm fucked up, yeah, I'm fucked up. Pour my fucking cup up, yeah. I just wanna go away to a new place, yeah. I'ma find a way, I'ma fucking make a way.